Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. Whoops. Jazzland Second Life, where I'm all about decor and landscaping. You guessed it, in Second Life. So today we're going to do a Let's Learn, and I'm going to teach you what I know and have learned about terraforming or editing terrain on a parcel. So I'm going to use this parcel that I have here. And when I'm going through it or when I'm done, if you have any questions that I haven't answered that you're curious about, just put them in the comments and then I'll try to find the answer if I don't already know it. Because I got friends in here, y'all. I've got friends who know how to do things, right? That's how I've learned all the stuff. All right, so I'm probably going to have to move. But anyway, here is a corner parcel. And I'll show y'all, hang on, the parcel boundaries. It's easier to see it with one of these. Res. All right, so there's the parcel boundaries. It's a 4096, see it? And it's already been terraformed, so I'm just gonna mess around with it and show you how to do different things. So that's what we're working with. All right, clear that. Yes. Get rid of that. I should probably move to a corner. I'm gonna end up moving around a lot. Alright, so to get to your edit terrain menu, you just right click on the land and there is edit terrain. So there is our tool we're going to use. And if you happen to be here, like here's all your other building tools. It's the little bulldozer guy. It's going to be on select land and here's the size. So when I click on that, that's the, hang on, let me go to flatten. Okay, do you see those arrows as I move with the little bulldozer? So that's the size that I'm going to be, size of land, or the section of land that I'm gonna work with. Now most of the time I start out with the size being pretty small and the strength being small. See how much smaller that made it? So what is that yellow thing? That's bugging me. I don't know what that is. Is that new? Let me go back to edit terrain. I don't know. Now it's not there. Okay. I don't know what that was about. All right. So the first thing, let me show you on a little section because we got some water here, right? So if I make it a small, I'm going to pull the strength up a little bit. We're going to raise it because I want to raise the part that's under here. So I just hold my mouse button, I left click, and it starts to raise that part of the land. And I'm not moving, all I'm doing is holding my left mouse button. And it'll keep raising it as high as they have set it to be able to go. See that? Now, if I start moving my mouse, left click and drag, see how it starts to bring all of this up? And it covers up the water and brings the sand up. Because if you look under here, that's how we got our little river or inlet right there. We just lowered the land, see? Alright, so I can do this and I can keep just moving my mouse, holding the left button down. And a lot of people are scared to terraform because they're scared they're going to mess something up. You can always get back to flat and zero, and I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's say I fill that in. See how it's all hilly? I almost built a sandcastle. Okay, I won't get distracted. Okay, and let's say I want to, or if I want to lower an area, so I click on lower, and I come here in the middle and I start sinking that down. That's how you can make like a little pond. So I'm sinking this down, right? And I suggest, let's up the size. I suggest that you just play with it. You cannot hurt this, and I'm going to show you in a second how to make it all flat and bring it all back to normal. See how big that area is? Okay, I'll show you strength. If I put the strength all the way up, and let's say I want to raise this area, watch how fast, because my strength is really high. Did you see that? It raised it really fast. So that's your strength. Let's say I want to lower it. If I just click on it, it just disappears. And people are like, oh my gosh, what happened? It's okay. Don't panic. But you probably don't want your strength that high. So let's bring it back down. Let's raise it back up. And the main problem I had, okay, let's do a little bit more because I want that to be a little bit faster. There it is. The main problem I had when I first tried terraforming land was that it would get all wonky like this. Like it'd be all different sizes and shapes. And I'm like, I just want to flatten it. So I would do lower and I would try to start lowering it. But look, it doesn't do it evenly, right? So I'm like, oh my gosh, how do I get it back to normal? So this is how you get it back. Back to flat. Let's say I want to start over because I've just messed this whole thing up and don't know what I'm doing, right? Because that's usually the case. What you're gonna do is you need to pick a level. Like I don't want it all to be this height. I think I'd rather it all be this height. Let's say around here. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna choose flatten, and I'm gonna make my size, well, let's make it small to start out with, and I'm gonna take my strength and pull it down a little. When I flatten, what this does is wherever I start, if I start right here, then hold my left mouse button down, let me zoom out, then what's gonna happen is it's gonna flatten the land to that height. So as I just move across as far as I can go, it won't raise up land that's not yours. See that? I can go outside the border. But what it's doing right now is it's flattening the land. It's going to make it all the same height as where I started, which is right here. So let me do it from here so you can see it better. Let me see what's happening. All right, ready? So from here, let's flatten. See how it's bringing all that up? And it looks weird. It looks like it's doing wavy stuff, but just go with it because it will all be the same height. I promise. I'm just holding my left mouse button down while I move my mouse over it. See that? So it's flattening. Now this right here is a slow process because I have my strength on low. Okay, let's look this way because you see all my little hills right here. So I'm going to go back over here where I've flattened the land to that height, and I want all of this to flatten, and I just move my mouse over it, see? I'm just holding down the left button, and it will flatten this entire thing to be the same height. And that's how you get to where you want to start over. Now, this is slow, so what I'm going to do, if you're trying to get it all flat to 1, then you can go ahead, you can raise your strength and you can raise your size. But just make sure that your size, that you start on the part you already want that height. Okay, so, oh dang it, look what I did. Let me make the size smaller. Do you see what I did there? No, no. It's because part of it's over the water, so it's flattening it to the water. Do you see that? Look. Here we go. Now we got it back. I had part of it over the water, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. If you mess it up, don't panic. Because I just messed that up, but now I'm going to flatten it all back out. I need a bigger area that's flat. Oops. Just keep your left mouse button. Click down. Look at that. This is what happens when your strength is really strong. It does it really fast. Okay. So we're flattening, we're flattening, we're flattening. Flattening. There goes all that. Okay, this is flat. Let me make this bigger so I can show you what I was doing. There we go. Ready? Let me turn it this way so you can see. Alright, ready? I want it to be the same as this. So that's not moving yet because it's the same height. Ready? Bam. And then I'm going to flatten all this. And you just go over the whole thing. I just covered up my security orb. Alright. All flat. Let me go out here and catch the edges just to make sure that I've got all my edges. See how it stops at the edge of my property? Now, some places where you terraform, the land won't go any higher than like 4 meters. Or it only goes, it might have a dip in it, like naturally the way it was built. And if that's the case, you won't be able to raise or lower it. See that? Totally flat. Booyah. Alright, so let me bring the strength down some. Bring the size down. Smooth. Let's do smooth. That's just gonna smooth it out. Look, I went over the water again. There goes all my land. It's all disappearing. And at that point, you're probably like, oh no. Just go back to flatten. Go back to this area. Pull it all right back up. See that? That's how you get it back. Use the flatten tool. Get it back to square one. Okay, so let's say I'm gonna raise a part of it, but not a big part of it. Let's say I want to raise this edge over here around these rocks. And then the rest of it is just playing with it to see how you want to shape it. I know you can't really see what it's doing. Let's try this. See how it's burying me? I'm going to bury myself in the sand. But let's say I want this area to be up. And this is going to be uneven, which is fine. Say I want to raise this. So I've got a slope in my land. Let me see if I can move. There I am. Now I'm on top of it. Ooh. And sink it down into it. Y'all see that? But that just raised it some. So yeah, I mean, that's really, guys, all there is to it. It's mainly just learning to play with it and do what you want. But so your main things are going to be flatten if you want to start over, raise and lower, size and strength. What's revert? I've never used that. I don't know what that does. Is it going to go all the way down? Maybe. Let's do strength. Huh. Alright. So, I mean, I guess that's really all I have to show you, unless you have some specific questions. But just don't be afraid to play with terraforming. Now, I wouldn't get all your landscaping and stuff done and your house set out and then try to play with the land. Let's do that before you set anything down. Right? But yeah, just mess with it and have fun with it. It's a game. You come in here to play. Right? Okay, that's enough of that. So anyway, hope this is helpful if you're afraid of terraforming. And let me turn that off. Click. If you like this video, please make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell so you know when I come out with something else. And I think that's it. Whoop, as I turn sideways. Y'all, Jazz is a busy girl. Busy, busy, busy. Okay, I will see you guys in the next video. Peace out.